Hi guys, this video is for the filters. Yeah, the example is exercise 13. Yeah, it is, and then I've just created it, and then the instruction says that we need to bold, merge and center the main heading. We need to rotate column headings to 45 degrees. We need to insert the line between the main heading and the row headings. And then label all student numbers, sort ascending according to student numbers, and then you rename it to main, and then best fit all the columns. The font is Arial 12, then your header and footer, that is the first page. Okay, the first instruction, they said we need to bold, match center the main heading. This is where, remember the previous exercise, this is where we we match center, and then we bold. The font is 25 for the main. For the main heading. And then we rotate the column headings to 45 degrees. These are column headings. Still remember how do we rotate? We go to alignment. And then we put the number here, which is now what, 45 degrees. That's how we do it. And then we label the student numbers. To label the student numbers, remember we highlight all the student numbers, and then we go to data, text to column, delimit it, we leave it like that. Tabs we remove, next, and then we remove general, we make it text, and then we finish. You see they are all now labeled. We sort ascending order according to student numbers. So this is what we do. We highlight everything when you sort, and then you go to data again. We go to sort. Click on the sort, and then we say we sort by what? Student number. And then we say okay. Yes, and then we have sort. And then we rename it to main. You right click, and then you rename to main. And then after rename it, they say the font Arial 12. So the font is Arial. Let's just change the font for everything. Home. The font is Arial. It's Arial now. Let me just type it there. The font is Arial. And then for the other things in the content, it is size 12. And then they say you should best fit the content. You just double click where we don't see, just the best fit so that everything will be visible for us. Okay, this is not measure correctly. Measure center. Okay, so that it can be able to double click. Yes, all right, here we are. And then now we're going straight to the instructions. The instruction they say you copy the main you copy the main sheet for every filter to be completed. So every time when you're going to do a new filter, you copy the main one, and then after completion of every filter, use the snipping tool to show how the filter was done, and then you are going to paste on Word. So in this case, you are going to paste them in Word. Okay, the first one, it says find all the students that are from Johannesburg or Cape Town. Rename that one to JHB and Cape Town. Okay, now let's start. So what is then now going to happen is, remember, we need to copy for everything that we do. After we have copied, and then we go to highlight. We are now doing the first filter. Going to highlight, and then we go to data, and then here you see this filter. You click on the filter. The moment you click on filter, it is going to give you these down arrows. That is that is what we are going to work with. Then you read the instruction. The instruction is saying you find all the students who are from Johannesburg and Cape Town, and then you rename that to Johannesburg or Cape Town. So what does that mean? We are going to work here on the setting column. So that means after we have filtered everything, then you need to go to the column that you are working with. In this case, we're working with the city. You click on the down arrow, and then you go to text filters. We want the cities that contains, we just check here what we are looking, whether it is equal to, does not equal to, ends with, contains what. When you get here now, you need to do it 2 times because you have 2 things. It contains, the first thing, it contains Johannesburg, and then here it contains what? Cape Town. Yeah, so there you have it, Johannesburg and Cape Town there. And then from there, before you say okay, remember the instruction, it says that, let's go back. Where is this thing now? It is so play. Here you go. The instruction, it says that after completion of every filter, use the snipping tool to show how the filter was done, and then you paste it in Word. I don't know why it is doing like this, that I just wanted you to read with me. Yeah, after completion of every filter, use the snipping tool to show how the filter was done, and then you paste it in Microsoft Word. So now what we are going to do after this, you go to search here, and then you search for what? Snipping tool. The snipping tool, it is loading, and then from there you go to new, and then you highlight this, only this small crop here, and then you minimize this snipping tool here, and then you say okay. You're supposed to have this phone, yeah, okay. Then you will have the results. I think the first time I forgot to put O contains. I was supposed to select O here, not end, just O, and then we put Cape Town, you put Johannesburg, you put Cape Town, and then you're going to get the result. And then from here you rename it according to the given instruction. I'm just gonna say J and C because I'm using one hand. What am I doing now? Rename. ANC, Cape Town and Johannesburg. And then the next one, we copy again. There you have it. Should be after this. And then this one, they say find all the student whose title is Mrs. So we are going to highlight again everything, and then you go to data, you filter it, and then we are working with the title, and then you go to text filters, and then also we are going to use the filter that say contains MRS, and then we don't say okay, you go to snip tool, you say new, and then you highlight only the crop thing in there. On the first one, I did not show you how do we then paste it in Word, and then you open your Microsoft Word. Let me do it on this one, but you're going to do it from the first one, and then you just paste this one here. This is what they need in Microsoft Word, and then you go back and then you say okay. Then you're going to have all the messes, and then you rename it to messes. And then you copy again the main, I'm using press control, and then you move it. And then what does this say? Firstly, let's highlight, and then we filter it. The next instruction, you find all the student that has 95 number on it. So still again, we are going to say contains. So we go to student number, then we're just going to say contains 95. We snip tool this to Microsoft Word. After snip tool it, immediately go to Microsoft Word and then paste it. And then you go back to your Excel, and then you say okay, these are all the student numbers that has 95. You rename it to 95, and then you copy again the main. You copy the main spreadsheet, and then you move it just after this one, and then we read the instruction. It says find all the students whose address end with street. We highlight everything, we go to filter. Now we are going to work with the address column, because we are looking for students that has their address which ends with, and then we key in street. And then where do we go? We go to snip tool, new, we highlight or we crop whatever that is there. We go immediately to Microsoft Word, we paste it, and then we go back to our Excel, and then you say okay, so this is everything that ends with street. You rename it to street, and then you copy again the main one. You move, copy. I'm using one hand, that is why I'm just using a mouse to copy it. You highlight, you go to filter, and then you read the instruction. Find all students whose address is private bag or PO box. So we are still here. It should contains private bag or PO box. And then what do we then do? Snip tool, new, we crop it, Microsoft Word, we paste it, we go back to our Excel, and then we say okay. Then the private bag. Sorry guys, my computer is freezing along the way. So it is just to say it is address filters contains, you put or here, and then also you select contains again here. Here you put private bag, here you put PO box, and then you will have the result. And then you rename it, or you paste it to it, then you rename to private bag and PO box. And then you copy again. And then you highlight everything for filters. And then you select filter. And then you read the instruction. Find all surname and start with L. They wanted to say find all surnames that start with L. So we are going to work on surname. Then we say it should begin with L. And then we go to snip tool, we say new, you crop whatever that you have in there, Microsoft Word, you paste it, go back to Excel, and then we say okay. Should have all the surnames that start with L, and then you rename it to L. Yes, and then they say you save it as exercise 30, and then you print all filters. So you're going to print all this one by one, and then you also print all the snip tools that you have pasted in Microsoft Word. In an instance where they say, for example, you paste it in Excel, like that is where you're going to paste it. You are going to snip tool. Let me do just the last one. You find all the surnames that begins with L. That begins with L. In an instance where you need to paste this in Excel, you just need to snip tool. Ne? You go to new. You just snip tool it, just like that, and then you minimize the snip tool, and then you say okay. After the result, maybe they say they want you to paste it just after the result in Excel, and then you just say right click paste, then it is going to paste it here and not in Microsoft Word. For instance, if they say you paste it in Excel, this is where you are going to paste it just after the result. Then you paste it here underneath. Let me repeat myself for the last time. In an instance where they say you paste the snip tool in Excel, this is what you are going to do. You do the very same thing that we do. You filter, you contains, they say it begins with, and then you just put L there, and then remember we don't say okay before we snip tool. Go new, and then you just crop this. After you've cropped it, you then say okay. After the result, just a line after, you just paste it. So now when they say you print the results with the filters with the snip tool, that's what they mean. This is what you are going to print in Excel, the result and the snip tool. Okay guys, I hope the video is going to be helpful for you. Thank you.